Are you stuck in a loop where you want to move forward, but you just can't seem to get started? You tell yourself, today is the day. Set goals, watch videos, read quotes, and then by evening you're back on the couch, wondering why nothing changed. If you're watching this, it's probably because you're tired of relying on mood, feelings, or other people to push you. You want to activate your own motivation from the inside, so you can actually start, keep going, and finish. That's what this video is for. In the next few minutes, you'll learn why your motivation keeps fading, how your brain actually works when it comes to motivation, and most importantly, how to flip an internal switch so that taking action feels easier and more natural. Why self-motivation feels broken. Let's start with something real. Motivation is not a switch that stays on forever. It's more like a lamp that flickers. Researchers in psychology call this the motivation-volition gap. That means you want something, motivation, but you're not always doing it, volition. A study from the University of Toronto showed that people promise themselves change all the time, but only about 30%. 30% actually follow through in the long term. Why? Because they wait to feel ready before they start. Do this test in your head. Think of one thing you've been putting off for weeks. Your body language right now says everything. Heavy shoulders, low energy, maybe even guilt. That's not laziness. That's your brain protecting you from effort, fear of failure, and discomfort. What actually triggers self-motivation? Motivation doesn't start with inspiration. It starts with micro-action. Behavioral scientists use a model called the habit loop. Cue. Something triggers your brain. Routine. The action you take. Reward. The result your brain remembers. Guess what? You already have this working against you with habits like scrolling, snacking, or procrastination. Self-motivation isn't about more willpower. It's about rewiring that loop. Here's a simple experiment that changed a lot of people's lives. Take that one thing you've been avoiding. Break it into the smallest possible step. Promise yourself you'll do it for just 2 minutes. That's it. Divitukstoshi divdesmitais. 2020 study published in the Journal of Experimental Psychology found that when people started with tiny actions, they went on to complete much larger tasks about 70%. 70% of the time. Why? Because starting is the real barrier. The problem: you're waiting for motivation. Most people think, I'll start when I'm motivated. But the truth is, action creates motivation, not the other way around. Think of it like a car engine. If you keep turning the key but never press the gas, the car doesn't go anywhere. Your brain is the same. If you don't move, your brain tells you, this isn't important. A famous example. Students who were told to just open their textbook ended up studying longer than students who were told to study for an hour. Why? Opening the book was a tiny action that launched the habit loop. Cue. I need to study. Routine. Open the book. Reward. Starting feels easier than expected. That tiny win builds momentum. Common myths that kill your motivation. Before we go deeper, let's clear up some myths. Myth 1. You need big goals to feel motivated. Reality. Big goals overwhelm you. Small, clear goals create progress, and progress fuels motivation. Myth 2. You have to feel like it to start. Reality. Waiting for feeling is like waiting for rain in a desert. You have to be the one who starts digging. Myth 3. Motivation is about discipline. Reality. Discipline is using your focus on purpose. Motivation is the fire that keeps the engine going. You need both, but they're not the same. Researchers at the University of Pennsylvania found that students who focused on progress instead of perfection felt more motivated. They moved from, "I must be perfect," to "I just need to be one step better." That tiny shift changed everything. How to activate self-motivation in real life. Now let's get practical. Here's a step-by-step system anyone can use. Step 1. Name the exact thing you're avoiding. Write it down in one sentence. For example, I avoid working out because it feels painful and boring. Don't sugarcoat it. Clear honesty wakes up your brain. Step 2. Reduce the friction. Most people fail because they make the first step too big. Try this. Instead of, "I must work out for an hour," say, "I'll put on my shoes and stand outside for 1 minute." Your brain loves easy wins. The moment it sees something easy, it's less likely to resist. Step 3. Attach it to a daily trigger. Habits work best when they're tied to something you already do. For example, after I brush my teeth, I'll do 5 push-ups. After I finish my coffee, I'll write 3 sentences of my script. This is called habit stacking, a concept backed by James Clear and his research on habit formation. When you stack a new action on top of an existing habit, your brain says, "Oh, this is normal. I can do this." Step 4. Reward yourself immediately. Here's the secret most people miss. The reward has to come right after the action. For example, after you finish that 5-minute task, say out loud, "I did it," and smile. Or listen to one song you love. Or drink your favorite tea. That tiny reward trains your brain. This action feels good. The emotional side of motivation. Changing behavior is not just about tricks, it's about meaning. Ask yourself, why do you really want to do this? Who will you become if you keep going? Who will you hurt if you stay stuck? One study from the University of Michigan showed that people who connected their goals to a personal why were up to 2.5 times more likely to stick with them. So don't say, "I want to be motivated." Say, "I want to be someone who doesn't quit when life gets hard." That's powerful. The climax. Activating that inner switch. Here's the moment most people skip, and it's the one that changes everything. At the end of the day, you need a ritual to reset your mind. Try this. Every night, write down one thing you did today that moved you forward. Just one. If you did nothing, write, "Tomorrow I will do at least one tiny thing." This creates a mental record of progress. Your brain starts to see you as someone who takes action, not someone who just talks. Researchers at Harvard found that people who kept a simple daily progress journal increased their motivation by about 40%. 40% over a month. Why? Because your brain believes what you repeatedly tell it. If you keep saying, "I'm lazy," you'll feel lazy. If you keep saying, "I'm someone who shows up," you'll start to act like it. Quick summary of what you just learned. Let's quickly put this all together. Motivation is not a constant feeling. It's something you trigger with action. The real barrier is the first step, not the big goal. Tiny actions plus habit stacking, plus immediate rewards, equals a powerful motivation loop. Connecting your goals to your deeper why increases your chances of sticking with them. Daily mini-wins teach your brain that you're the kind of person who follows through. If you follow even one of these steps consistently for just 7 days, your level of self-motivation will shift noticeably. It won't be dramatic at first, but it will be real.